Hey everybody, just wanted to give you another update on everything. But first I wanted to start with a story. I was just downtown coming into my other job, which update on that in a second. And this lady throws out a bunch of rice to feed the pigeons, and they eat for a while. And then this guy comes over and he starts looking in the trash can to see if there's any food. Nothing unusual here. But then that same guy goes across the street and he starts taking all the scooters. These were Lime scooters, but they're like bird scooters, electric, that you just rent for a second, drive wherever. He started standing them all up. It was like 6 or 7 that he just walked by, picked up, put on the kickstand, and left. And it just really, really got to me. Because here's somebody, we're in downtown Los Angeles, huge buildings, empty, for rent, for sale, people all over the streets, this guy looking for food, and yet he still has it within him to go and bring order into chaos, to bring some sense of responsibility, some sense of duty, some sense of accomplishment into what otherwise seems completely hopeless and mundane. And it's still hitting me. I mean, I don't really know how this is gonna continue to evolve and change. Maybe a song, I don't know, but it just speaks to the bigger problem we're facing as a culture, which is that we don't care for one another. We don't talk to each other. We don't take responsibility for anything outside of our own realm. And there's a huge element of privilege with that, huge element of entitlement that causes this. But I just wanted to share that story because it may affect you in a different way, and it may spark an idea for you in a completely different way, give you a different takeaway. But outside of that, things are really good. Not that that was bad, but the usual updates. I will no longer be trying to make 2 jobs happen. So grateful for this. It's been crazy trying to balance both and do grad school and prepare a show. So I got hired basically to go full-time at the first job that I had. And I'm really grateful for it. I'm really stoked. It's going to be awesome. It's going to bring a lot of stability. And it's going to help me double down on what I'm working towards, which is this private show, which I already got the wine for. Thank you, Gary V, for wine text. Oh my gosh, I got an amazing deal. And then it'll also help me focus on preparing for graduate school applications and auditions. Also, you like the background? Thought it was a good setup. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. The other thing, and this is where these videos are going to go soon, is I'm going to start updating my bicycle, my road bike. I took it to my friend Fred and Caroline's, and somebody stole the rear wheel and the cassette that goes on it, which I know is completely savage, but that's what happens. So I'm really looking forward to getting that back set up, because talk about contributing value to a society. I mean, riding a bicycle is one of the best things you could possibly do for yourself, for the environment. Yeah, and it makes you feel really, really good. Not just because you're taking a higher risk by being the one on a bicycle in the streets, but it just makes you feel good from it being cardio in the morning, but also that you're doing something, that you're actually helping the bigger problem. So really excited about that. And then I meditated for 20 minutes this morning, and it was really good, and it's helping me kind of stay centered and grounded and acknowledge when these thoughts come in that I can actually observe those thoughts, and I can actually be aware of the feeling and the connection between the thought I'm having and an emotion, which is going to help keep me stable instead of getting kind of blown with the wind of thought and change and energy. And even driving through Skid Row this morning, it's a Sunday morning, you know, people are at church, people are sleeping in, people are getting croissants, and I see all these people who are waking up on the street just like they do every single day on the way in to this job. And I could immediately feel, is right after I meditated, I could immediately start to feel like this huge sense of hopelessness and sadness. And I was able to observe that and see, oh, I don't have to get swept up by this, but I can acknowledge that's what I'm thinking, I can acknowledge that's what I'm feeling, and then let it go, like a train passing through a station, like clouds passing in the sky. It's the responsibility of those who are the most entitled, and I don't mean that in a pejorative sense, I mean systematically. You've been entitled to more privilege. Me. It's my responsibility as somebody who has been given a great amount of opportunity to not only help, but create a sustainable way for us to do this together as a society. And by do this, I mean not have an increasing mortality rate. Like, the age of people dying in this country is going down. Not have more murders in any other country in the world. Not have more homelessness in any other country in the world. You know, these are things that we really need to take some responsibility over, and those of us who are, especially white millennial males, we've been given such an extraordinary amount of privilege and opportunity that it would be a huge mistake if we don't leverage that for change. So those are the updates. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like it. Let me know in the comments if you didn't like it, or if there's something you want to hear more about or less of. And that's it for now. I'll talk to you soon.